When it comes to acceptance for my transness, I didn't change who I was. I never did. My birth name is Tori. So I didn't even change my name. I started using the term trans really specifically here in Atlanta as a political statement to make myself part of community and also to combat stereotypes. If we view masculinity and folks who identify as men as being more dominant in society, then there are people who feel that people who transition to womanhood have downgraded themselves in society, that you have given up a certain amount of privilege. And whether it's a spoken rule or an unspoken rule, that's how people feel. Our issues are just compounded because of this archaic and barbaric thinking that white, cisgender, heteronormative behavior and bodies are the ideal. And that's not the case. If so many of us embrace the title trans and identify as trans and live what public health would say is a non-stereotypical life, then we're really, in our own way, changing the narrative. Because trans people have always existed. There have always been trans women, even when we didn't have the word for it. As a very binary Black woman who happens to be trans, it took a while for me to even understand the concept of non-binary. Because I used to use boy pronouns and I used girl pronouns, and that was it. There was really no in between for me. I've also had to come to understand that even me, if I tell people that gender and sexuality are two different notions, I had to also understand that about our community as well. Younger people come in on it. Leadership in trans communities is going to continue to get much, much younger. What I hope and pray does not happen is that they forget what folks like myself, and certainly many, many folks who have been before me and before our generation of activists and advocates, that they will take into consideration the plight that many of them did. Because when I was younger, all we wanted to do was just survive. That's all we wanted to do. We wanted to live and survive. As we see more younger people identifying as queer and somewhere on the spectrum and not using pronouns and using various pronouns, that's going to be a big shift in thinking, and it's also going to be wonderful for everybody. If it's a win for trans people, then it's going to be a win for non-trans people also.